Do you want to bring your game development to the next level? Build games like the pros in Roblox using workflow and external tools such as Rojo, GitHub, and Visual Studio Code. If you've ever wondered how serious developers make a full-scale game with version control, modular code and package management and code limiting, this is your video. First up, why don't we just use Studio? Studio has all its cool stuff like the UI, etc. But when your game gets big, things can get messy fast with no version control, no easy collaboration, and a script editor. Roblox Studio has limited tools, while Visual Studio Code has a scalable workflow. That's why we use external tools like the pros, such as Visual Studio Code, GitHub, and Rojo. Using Studio is like trying to build a skyscraper without duct tape and scissors. It works until it doesn't. As you can see on the side here, we have Rojo and a couple of plugins, but now I'll show you how to install Aftman. So you want to start by going to the link down below, which shows you the Aftman, and you want to download the link that best suits your device, and you want to extract this file onto your desktop, preferably into downloads, which is where I put it. Once it's extracted, you want to go ahead and open up your command prompt, as this will you be doing the next part of this tutorial for installing Aftman, which is just basically a package manager which helps with importing packages to Roblox instead of downloading a source code. But once you get into Aftman, you want to open up your folder for your Aftman by doing CD and then open up the folder with the file path, and you will do Aftman self-install. After you self-install, you want to head over to Visual Studio Code, open up the terminal, you want to do Aftman init. To download Visual Studio Code, go to the website link down below and download it and follow all the prompts. Now you want to add Rojo, which will do Aftman add rojo-rbx/rojo, and you want to do Aftman install, which will install the Rojo directory into Aftman.toml. And then you want to add the Wally package, which is what we're going to be using to install packages throughout this tutorial to create or increase your game environment with fluency and efficiency. First I'm going to do Wally init, and then I'm going to Wally goes over to the wally.run website, which would be down below as well. You want to get the package you want. You want to click on this grey box and copy that, and you want to go into the Wally. You want to go up into your Wally index, and you want to add that file into the under dependencies, and then you want to do Wally install, as you can see here. After that, you'll see here in packages we have our Wally file. Moving on, I'm going to show you how to set up Rojo. So what we want to do is go into the search bar and do a greater than arrow and then do Rojo open menu, in which then you can create a new Rojo file. If you haven't got the plugin installed yet, click the install button, it will automatically install into your Roblox Studio. If you have Roblox Studio open already, you need to close that, unfortunately. But here, this is our Rojo tree, which defines how stuff is saved on and transferred into Roblox from Visual Studio Code. Here we're going to add packages so they get synced too. So what we'll do is what you can see on screen now. Yours should be the exact same as mine, unless you want it saved in a different spot. I want mine saved in replicated storage under a folder named packages. Now we're going to do Rojo serve, which basically starts streaming it to our Roblox Studio, which we can then connect. Yours shouldn't take as long as mine did to connect. I am not sure why mine does. It does not usually do this, but yours should not be taking as long as mine to connect, as we can see on screen. While this is loading, I just want to explain that how Wally is like a package management like Node.js has npm. As you can see now, we are now connected. If you have changes pending, you're going to have to press the accept button, as we just did. And then next you want to go, I'm just going to show you how Rojo works. So when you want to create a module script, you don't add .client or .server to enter your project name, but you have to add .lua still. .lua is basically just a module script name for add .client.lua. That becomes a client script, aka a local script, and then .server is just a server script. As you can see, it syncs and then it gets added to the location it's been added to inside of Visual Studio Code on the client. And then here we'll see it updates live, and like I'm writing here, you should like and subscribe to this video, which not a bad idea if you ask me. And then once it syncs, you'll say that it's updated there, and then it's added to your Roblox side without you doing anything. Using Visual Studio Code gives you benefits such as being able to use their plugins and a lint, which we're about to learn now. The linter we're using is Selene, and for Selene you want to make a new file called selene.toml and do std equals Roblox. And now, as I will demonstrate, it now explains how faults in your code and how to make better practices, such as unused variables, which I will now demonstrate. Now you want to go ahead and download Git and follow all the prompts, and the link will be in the description like all other links this video uses. But here's this GitHub desktop, which we can use for version control and for sharing a project with multiple developers to work on multiple things at once. Here you can see I'm adding a commit message and I'm pushing the origin to a branch. Each branch is like a different place. Each developer have their own branch, which all sync together after you make a pull request, and that's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because this is a great demonstration of how big studios create and develop their games, as I believe you could benefit from this. If you have any feedback for me on this tutorial, please leave it down below, and